What's up everybody, Corey with Freaky Tall Reviews here. A couple years ago, I reviewed the original Chirp wheels to see if they're a potential fix for big and tall back pain that we so often suffer from. As both a big and tall person, I had mixed feelings on if I actually liked them or not, because the bigger they got, the more they seemed to struggle with my weight. Being 6'10" and 350 pounds, I'm always hyper aware of if a product is gonna be too small or not be strong enough to support me. So I immediately realized that the biggest wheel was starting to turn into an oval instead of being circular when I used it. Because even though they're rated for a 500-pound weight capacity, they still seemed a little uncertain on if they could actually hold me or not. But fast forward to today, I have Chirp Wheel's latest wheel that I'm actually really excited to showcase because I think it's a really good fit for bigger people. And if you enjoyed today's video and you like content focused on the big and tall community, then please consider subscribing and joining the Freaky Tall family. The Chirp Wheel XL Super Comfort has the same rigid core made of injection molded ABS plastic, which is the same plastic used in Legos and many other industries because of its rigid and strong design. It's wrapped in EVA foam, which is made from a mixture of vinyl acetate and ethylene to provide a dense and rigid foam for better durability and pressure. And while the weight limit is 500 pounds like I mentioned earlier, Chirp Wheel states on their website that with a 10-year warranty, they will replace any wheels that break. When I released my first video on the Chirp Wheels a couple years ago, I did have some viewers say that theirs might have cracked or broken, so I do hope that you know that there's a 10-year warranty and you can reach out to Chirp Wheel and they should replace it with no issues at all. On my first video, I bought the original 3-pack of Chirp wheels that had the 6-inch, 10-inch, and 12-inch wheels. The Chirp Wheel XL is the same diameter as the 10-inch medium wheel that I reviewed, but much wider, coming in at 7 inches of total width, which is 30% wider than the original Chirp wheels that I have. And if you actually look back to that video, the medium wheel was actually my favorite because it offered more pressure than the large, but didn't hurt like the smaller one. So I'm actually really excited that they made this wheel the same diameter as the medium. I'll compare all the wheels together side by side in just a little bit so you can get a good size comparison of how it stacks up against the originals. But I did of course put a link in the description so that you can check out all the wheels for yourself, and I always encourage that because where I hope my videos help you decide what to purchase or not, I do encourage that you do your own research as well. In addition to the width, the XL also has 50% more foam cushioning, which I have slightly mixed feelings on because this product is designed to dig into the back muscle, and if it's too padded and soft, it might not be able to dig into that muscle quite as much as you would need it to be effective. Back in my sports playing days, I would use just straight PVC pipe, and yes, it's very painful, but it has zero give to it like foam does, so it was also very effective, but I definitely wouldn't recommend it for everybody. I do think the foam is actually necessary. Now, a lot of people asked me on my first video, what is the difference between a Chirp wheel and an actual foam roller? Traditionally, foam rollers are quite a bit thinner and smaller, so getting down on them is not as easy as it is to lay back on the Chirp wheel. But the biggest difference is the canal in the middle that allows space for your spine. So instead of having a complete surface area that pushes against your entire back as a flat surface, the dip down of the canal actually allows the sides to push into your back muscles that surround your spine even better, providing a more effective massage. And you might be saying to yourself watching this video, Corey, the XL has literally a pad in the middle where the canal is. But I noticed this immediately, and upon some research and further inspection, I was able to learn that while it does have a shallower canal, it actually provides a little bit of spinal support so that it prevents too much pressure against your back and still has something for your spine to rest against and reduce the chance of injury. But upon closer inspection, you'll see that there is still a canal in the middle of the turquoise strip. It's just a little bit more narrow than the traditional wheels. So getting down to actually using this XL wheel, there's an immediate difference in balance. It's so much better and more stable than the original wheels that it makes it almost easy to hop down on the ground and start using it. And while the original wheels weren't that difficult for me to balance personally, I can see for some people how they would be quite intimidating and you might feel like you might teeter-totter off of. With this wheel, you're not gonna have that problem at all. I also have a lot more confidence in using this wheel because while the weight capacity is the same, the increased width seems to allow your weight to spread out more evenly so that it feels more secure while on it. So it actually seems that although it has the same diameter and same weight capacity as the original wheels, because of how much wider it is and how it spreads your weight out across the wheel, it actually kind of feels more sturdy and secure and less like you're gonna have issues with it breaking. Now, if you have the XL version and you have experience with it and you've cracked it or broken it yourself, I would love to hear from you in the comments, as what I'm saying could be completely incorrect. But for me personally using it, it feels quite a bit stronger just because of how it spreads my weight out. Now, the big question is, how does it actually feel while using it? Because it has the same diameter as the medium, you can expect the same feel from it if you've used it before. And if you've never used a Chirp wheel, a couple minutes with this and you'll find that it really breaks up and cracks loose a lot of the issues in your spine. You're gonna have lots of cracks and noises while you're down there, which is good stuff that you wanna hear, with the caveat of knowing that I am not a back specialist, so be sure to consult your physician to see if the Chirp wheel is actually right for you. This is just my own personal experience with it. But for me, when I use it, I have some lower lumbar issues in my back that stem from arthritis, that stem from abuse during sports. There's a couple of different reasons as to why my back locks up, but this thing really helps it loosen, and it's really great if you're gonna go to the gym because it really gives your back more mobility so that you can move around in the gym. So for that that use case, I really like it personally. But to really give you an idea of how it feels, it really does push in on the muscles on the sides of your spine, and it does feel very well supported. My back is actually thinking about just wanting to go lay on it right now and start cracking because it does feel pretty good. But strangely enough, in some ways, I do prefer the thinner wheels a little bit. Because they're so much thinner, they really dig in and focus. But again, because I used to use PVC pipe to roll my back out, I just prefer that added pressure. And like I said, that's definitely not for everybody. And while I do recognize that you still see some bend in the XL wheel, I have to say it does feel much more sturdy and durable than the originals. Now, touching back to my earlier point about the thicker padding not providing as much pressure, I do think it's a little bit less due to the padding, but it still provides plenty for what you would need while using it. Now, price-wise, the XL wheel comes in at $70 normally, and I often see it on sale for $60. And I got the original 3 for $100, which is a very solid price that you can get. You can't actually buy that bundle anymore because instead of getting the 12-inch wheel, you now get the 4-inch wheel. So you get 4-inch, 6-inch, and 10-inch. I think that's a better package deal because while you can still buy the 12-inch wheel if you get the 4-pack, I just think that it sets itself up for failure because it's just not strong enough that big of a diameter to comfortably hold the weight capacity that it says that it can. I have this weird thing as a big and tall person that I call the rule of 2/3, where if I weigh more than 2/3 of the weight capacity, it's probably not for me. I do plan to expand more on that idea, so let me know in the comments if you'd like to hear about it, but I got the idea from kayaking where if you and your gear weigh more than 2/3 of the kayak's max weight capacity, you're not gonna be very efficient paddling in the water. And so now I just started applying that to everything because you don't wanna get on a ladder that you're at the max capacity of because then you just won't feel secure. So for instance, get a ladder that has a couple hundred pounds more weight capacity than you actually weigh so you can actually be safe on it.
You think, oh God, Harold, are you okay?
So I think for $60, the Chirp Wheel XL is actually a pretty good deal for what you're getting. Other Chirp bundles include the Deep Tissue 2-pack for $75 that gives you the 6-inch and the 4-inch. And while I haven't tried the 4-inch one yet, I can only imagine that it hurts even more than the 6-inch one does because that one really puts some pressure on your back. In fact, I even called it like a little devil in the video that I first did because man, it really gets in there. Like I said earlier, the updated 3-pack now also includes the 4-inch wheel instead of getting the larger 12-inch wheel, so you get the 10-inch, 6-inch, and 4-inch. And then finally, you have the 4-pack that gives you all 4 wheel sizes except for the XL. And then last, there's another new product in addition to the XL called the Chirp Wheel Pro that for $100, you get an 8-inch diameter, 5-inch wide wheel that has vibrating massage features on 3 different levels of vibration. I'm very interested in how the Pro wheel stacks up to all these other ones, so let me know in the comments below if you'd like to take a look at it on this channel. But overall, I like the XL wheel quite a bit. I had already liked the original wheels, but I didn't give them a full recommendation only because the larger one really felt unsecure under my weight. But from the worries that I had on the original wheels, the XL wheel actually addresses all of them and solves it. So now I can give it my full recommendation, and I really like it. There's a lot of different foam rollers and different types of products in the market, but what I really appreciate is that little spinal canal. There's not a lot of things that have something like that, and it just adds an extra layer of comfort that a lot of these rollers just don't have. So if you end up grabbing one, be sure to swing back by and let me know, but I do highly recommend this product. Again, there's some links in the description so you can check it out for yourself. And if you haven't already and you've made it this far into the video, I hope that you will consider subscribing and joining the Freaky Tall family. I'm trying to hit 6,000 subscribers by October, and only your contributions can help me do that. And also, if you want to follow me outside of just YouTube, check out my Instagram and my TikTok. I'll post additional content on those channels to check out, and it's another way for me to engage with you. And then last but most certainly not least, huge shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. They financially help me bring new products to the channel to review. And if you want to learn more about supporting the channel financially, then check the link in the description as well. But thank you so much for your time today, and I really appreciate you stopping by. Again, I'm Corey with Freaky Tall Reviews. I'll see you next time.